welcome to my channel again. Thank you for always visiting my channel. This is Kids Church. I'm always happy to bring you amazing stuff every time I get to meet you guys again. And so this afternoon, like I told you, I have a guest of mine who is the founder and the proprietor and everything, the CEO, the director, Queen Sheba Beauty Essentials. She's a makeup artist, and so she's going to introduce herself, and she's also going to tell you what she does, the amazing job she does in the beauty industry. And I'm sure you're going to see things that you have not seen before, and like she's going to do makeup on me. So she's going to introduce herself. Karibu.
Asante Eve.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me in your show.
Yes.
I am excited to be here. I'm excited to reach your target audience in Nakuru. And Asante Sana.
You didn't tell us your name?
So now is when I want to start the introduction.
Thank
My
you.
name is Maureen. I am a makeup artist and also a finance professional. I recently moved back to Nakuru, my hometown, from Nairobi, just during COVID, and I have been here now doing my businesses since 2021. So I am very thrilled to be here and to meet all of you. Asante.
Thank you. You're welcome, Maureen. And you look, wow.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
You do your own makeup, or you call somebody to do your makeup?
No, I definitely do my own makeup. As I mentioned, I'm a makeup artist, yes.
So you don't trust anybody doing makeup?
I do. I trust other makeup artists. I mean, of course, you learn from
Others?
always and you're also not good at everything, and it takes a lot of years to perfect any skill.
Yeah.
So when you work with other makeup artists, you find that you are able to pick up on a few things that maybe you are struggling with, and they can always teach you one or two things that you didn't know before.
Yeah.
So definitely I work with other makeup artists, and also I always say, if the Lord one day blesses me with a wedding, I will not be doing my makeup on my wedding.
Of course.
I will sit back and let another professional do the magic on my face.
And maybe you're gonna do it on your maids.
Nothing. That is my day. I will wake up,
You
stretch
don't
my
want
legs,
to. True.
stretch my legs
True.
and my hands. If even I could have someone to dress me on that day,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah, I think that's a day when you just don't want to do anything.
Yes.
You just want to focus on yourself, and you want to relax as much as possible. And I'm sure you've done weddings too. I'm sure you've done makeup on weddings too.
Yes. Actually, it's been my specialization. I do
Nice.
bridal makeup. As
Oh,
I mentioned,
wow.
I'm a finance professional.
Yes.
I have been employed full-time in the office since 2015, when I started now this makeup it started as a hobby, but now it's actually become my other profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since 2015, when I started doing makeup, I was fully employed.
Yeah.
So I was only available for makeup during the weekend.
Yeah.
So I was able to specialize on weddings, which mostly in this country happen on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So that has been where I have mainly perfected my skill. But over time, I was also doing photo shoots, just feel good makeup. People who are also attending weddings were able to call me. So when you have an event, graduation shoots, I have done a lot of that over time, but I started as a bridal makeup artist.
Wow, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to that, what's your background education? What have you done? Like, where did you go to school? You know, there are people who think that being a makeup artist, maybe akwenda shule, that's why she decided to do makeup. Maybe you can take us through, like, where did you go to school, college, things like that, and before that, how did you get to makeup?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can give you guys a bit of my background. I went to school, my university, my undergraduate, I did Bachelor of Commerce in Finance in Kenyatta University. So that was 4 years of undergraduate.
What
Then
about high school?
High school, I was in Marymount.
Oh, Molo.
In Molo, for those who know Marymount,
You're an alumni.
I'm an alumni, yes. So I was there for my high school, after which I went to do my undergraduate in Kenyatta University.
Yes.
And during the time I was doing my undergraduate is where I was also doing my CPA for the same, literally around 3 years. So I was graduating for my undergraduate the same time I was completing my CPA exams.
Okay.
And that is how I was able to start work almost immediately after school as an accountant.
Oh.
Yes, so I have been an accountant for over 10 years now. So I also did my master's in economics. Shortly after that, I didn't give myself too much of a gap because life becomes tricky the more you wait. Also from Kenyatta University. So I'm actually currently still pursuing my thesis, and I'm hoping to graduate sometime at the end of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the question that you've actually raised is very important, and this is what I'm appreciating about where Kenya is now is people actually appreciate creatives.
Yeah.
There was a time where probably being in the creative industry would have meant that you are you didn't have a chance to go to school, or you're not bright, or but now is when people have come to see that talent is a God-given gift, and however way it finds you does not mean that you're handicapped in anything else, and it's actually a form of genius in itself. And I'm happy that Kenya is starting to appreciate that space.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you remember when we were growing up, when we were being taken to hairdressers, like we used to be taken to dingy places, like mama, somebody is coming to shukai you. But I've come to appreciate that right now people who are doing makeup, hairdressing, most of these people are educated, and in fact they're doing so well than most of the paying jobs, and like the white collar jobs that we know. So I'm sure that is what you're always targeting.
Very true. You are right in that regard, that they are well paying, and I think this is why the shift of how we view creatives has happened actually, because at some point, even bringing the conversation to your parents that you want to do something that is not white collar was probably not appreciated, because now your parents has already imagined you will struggle all your life without an office job. But you see, the fact that now the creative industry is becoming a paying industry is why also it's becoming appreciated. That you can employ yourself in the creative industry and feed your family, develop your career and yourself also, and sustain your livelihood, is why I think the creative industry has really grown now.
And of course it's something that you're doing from your heart. Like, it's something you love doing. It's not something you're being pushed to do. It's something you're enjoying to do, and it makes your heart sing to see like the kind of impact you're impacting on your clients and most of these things that you're doing. So I'm not going to take much of your time. I saw you started like a line. Please, you can introduce us to your line. What is this you're doing? What is your beauty brand name and things like that?
Thank you, Eve. As I had mentioned, beauty and looking good and feeling good has always been at the forefront for me. It's been important. That's why I've been able to turn my hobby into a business right now, and a career, if I may say, if I may call it that, because I like to look good, I like to smell good, I like to feel good.
Feel good.
Yes, and the reason that has been so is because sometimes how you look on the outside really impacts your confidence as a person. So sometimes as you go out to face very tough situations, very tough, and I started back in school, every time we have an exam, I used to make sure I've done full makeup. Because exam is so stressful, you want to be confident, and sometimes I used to give myself a confidence boost by doing makeup, just looking good on the exam day and showing up, and it worked wonders too, because you already once you arrive ready, everything follows after that. You arrive on time, you arrive looking good, everything follows after that.
Really?
I tell you the truth, and that is why I felt I need to transfer this same energy to my clients, to other people around me. I need them to feel the transformation that you can get in your life by looking good, by taking care of yourself, because it starts from the inside.
Yes.
And that is why I moved and I started a line of business in the things that I'm interested in.
Yes.
So I love makeup, I love perfume, and I love skincare.
Yeah.
So that is exactly how Queen Sheba Beauty Essentials was born.
Wow.
And it was born with Nakuru in mind.
Okay.
Yes. Given I just came back to Nakuru, 2020, that's 2021 actually.
Yeah, so it's about
2 years now. 2 actually. Not actually 2 because it was 2021 in March, so now is when it's hitting 2 years.
Yes.
So I came and I noticed there was a gap, right, in Nakuru, because I believe the suppliers are bringing the same old items in Nakuru that have always been used from time and time. Probably our mothers used same dark and
Kyrene lipstick, the green one.
Exactly. And can you imagine the beauty industry?
The Davies.
Yes, the Davies light pencil, the same things. So that I feel like the market sometimes demand creates its own supply.
True.
Or rather supply creates its own demand.
Yes.
So I feel like as the suppliers, if they would start bringing these products, then people would start using them and start buying them because they are there.
And they're good and they're original.
And they're good and original. And the makeup and beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, true.
So I didn't really see why we have to use the same old brands. And people now have an appreciation for looking good, for aesthetics. It's already, studies have been shown that the more people's living standards are elevated, then you start seeing that people, yes, they're now getting into taking care of their looks.
You want to look good. You want to look good.
Yes, because now you see you have been elevated from basic life where you're just struggling for food and shelter and clothing. Now we can say Nakuru is becoming a middle income city now, and it's especially since the counties have come, devolution has come. There's businesses, there's a lot of capital that is flowing in Nakuru, and so people are now interested in looking good, dressing well, smelling nice. And I figured then we are ready. It's time for us to now be at the point where the world is playing art. And for skincare, that is Korean skincare.
Oh, you're doing Korean?
Yes, I have brought Korean skincare. Of course, I will expand into others, Canadian, American, even Kenyan if we get, even African if we get the right products. But actually, the brands that I'm also seeing doing well in Kenya are also manufactured in Korea.
Yeah, true.
So you see, there is that thing in the environment now, and in business and in the industry where Korean skin is actually leading in solving a lot of the skincare issues that people have nowadays.
You mentioned something very important, because I also realized, you see, Nakuru is really growing at a very fast rate. And you can tell this especially when you're on the highways or on the roads in Nakuru. You have so much traffic jam. And me, in my mind, always when you're in a city that the traffic jam is like always in the heat, you know, like this town is growing, or there's just a flow of money. And when I remember the years when we were growing up, we never used to have makeup artists. Yes, we have weddings, of course. So many people have done weddings here in Nakuru, but you'd find somebody hiring somebody from as far as Mombasa, Nairobi, to come and do makeup, and even sometimes even the hairstyles for brides and things like that. So when you mention there is that demand, I feel like you're tapping the right market. Yes.
And also it's an issue of timing.
Yes.
Because you see, somebody would have had the same vision a few years back, but the city was not ready. It was then a town.
It was
probably not ready for this kind of an investment, this kind of a business. And maybe the person would also struggle a bit to find the right clientele. And they would have actually been probably forced to move to the city. I can tell you, Nairobi is full of makeup artists who are originally from Nakuru. Hair specialists, amazing hair designers whose hometown is Nakuru, because probably their art was never appreciated back at home at that time.
Because you see, me, I'm like, for example, if like I know I can take my own Davis eye pencil,
Yes.
and do my own Irene lipstick, and I have my Carol's pons.
Pons,
What
yes.
are you telling me? You're coming
Exactly.
to do things on my face.
Yes.
But when you look at how beauty is now being appreciated, and like how it's coming down, I think there is that need, especially here in Nakuru, now that we even have photographers. I've seen studios coming up, like okay, my crew actually, the ones who are producing this, they do an amazing job, but it will reach a time, definitely they'll need a makeup artist, because sometimes you're going to run a photo shoot of, I don't know, it's a, maybe it's a baby shower or it's a wedding, and maybe you'll find that need. So I tend to believe you're in the right time of doing these things. Thank you so much, Maureen. So I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm sure by the end of, by the time we are closing up this, we are going to show your line, so your products, of course, what you, where you sell them, where they can be found. I'm assuming you have a page.
Yes, I sell online.
Yes.
I'm 100% online, given I just started last year.
Yes.
I thought it would be prudent to not start with very high cost.
Yes.
And also the world is
online
moving
now.
online.
Yes, yes.
And given we are global citizens, you do not know where your passion will take you tomorrow.
You don't know.
Yes,
you don't want to move from one shop to another.
Yes. So if you set up a shop, then again it becomes something that you'll have to think about moving if you need to. And so an online business is, I think, where the future is headed.
It is,
right
for
now.
sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So guys, at the end of this, we are going to definitely show you the products, what Maureen does, where you can buy these products. We're going to share her page. She has Instagram, she has Facebook, she has all the digital platforms that you'd like to know. So she's going to do makeup on me. That's why I look so pale and tired. So that she can actually take us from the basic stuff to the finishing, so that if you feel you're in Nakuru or even just anywhere, as I said, when somebody is online, there is no place you can't be reached. So if you have a wedding, you have a photo shoot, I don't know, of something, maybe it's birthday, maybe it's a they call it here, our mama, baby shower. You can always contact Maureen Sheba Beauty, so that she can bring the beauty. She has said, when you look beautiful, when you look elegant, that confidence will always follow you. So Maureen, tutaanza na kuoga.
I will take it from here. Okay. I will prepare your face, and then we can also do the makeup after that.
Sawa.
Yes.
You've told me you feel comfortable starting with eyebrows.
Yes.
Like there's no formula.
There's no formula, but I just like starting with eyebrows, because there's when you're doing eyebrows, you touch the face a lot. So it gets to a point where now you'll be really just messing your hands and the client's face later when you keep touching the face. So for me, it's neater to just start and get it out of the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I thought like we'd start with a wembe, you come with a razor to kind of slice and shape. Like kitambo, you know, we used to use razor.
Yeah. To shape the eyebrows.
Yeah, where did the razor go? In all these things.
No, there are people who still use razor.
Okay.
It depends, yeah. So, but what is used most nowadays is the threading and also the tweezing. Yes. But you see, the people who also are more into the permanent sort of makeup and don't really have time to do their eyebrows every morning, the world of micro shading and micro bleeding has already taken over, and a lot of that is also happening now. So once you get your eyebrows permanently done, you will simply be basically just maintaining what was done, and such styles can stay put for even 5 or 7 years, depending on how you care for them.
Really?
Yes.
7 years?
Yes, 7 years. We will never have to do your eyebrows again. You can imagine how much time you will be saving.
Is it painful?
Well, they numb you as they do it. So I still think also, and as I was saying, these are things that now Nakuru people need to,
They need to
they need to
know.
open themselves up to, because it's happening. Nairobi's been there
Ah,
for quite a
Nairobi,
number
it's
of
there kila
years.
mahali.
Yes, abroad, so many people have done it, and it's also, you see, it's also creating employment
Because like the number of Wembes I think I've bought compared to what you're telling me, see, it's almost equal.
yes, that's true. Can you imagine 7 years?
Hey, 7 years is quite a good number.
Yes.
And I think eyebrows speak volume. Like, when you're talking to somebody, and I think most of the contact is on your eyes. And definitely if they're looking at your eyes, so are your eyebrows. And if they don't look so good, see, there's not that confidence that you're talking about.
Yes. And also the secret about eyebrows is that they're the frames to your face. They frame your face.
By the way,
Yes.
the way.
Yes. So how your eyebrows are shaped really can alter your look. Yes. You can look upbeat or withdrawn just because of how you've shaped your eyebrows. Even confused, even if you decide to shape them badly, you can even end up looking confused.
Like I sometimes do.
Or they say surprised. I've not seen you that way. You've seen the memes where they say someone looked surprised, or they drew Nike sign on their face. Yes, that happens a lot.
Wow.
So it's a good skill to have, the technique to draw your own eyebrows. It's a very good skill to have.
So guys, you, especially the ladies in the house, Maureen is saying that your eyebrows are the frame to your face. So like you really, really, really need to work on your frame, on your what? On your eyebrows.
Yes.
I tell you, I feel so good. And we are not even one way done.
Yeah. Not even. Yeah, it's good to...
Do you get tired? Do you at some point feel like, I don't want to do this, and you're like halfway with a client?
No. Not halfway. You can get tired maybe after you've done 3 clients and the back is aching, especially after I had my baby.
Because you have to stand.
Yes, and you stand and you bend, and sometimes we are not very fit or... Yeah, so, but it's really not really halfway. Once you start something, it's like your salon lady. If you can imagine, they do your hair for hours
and it's braids and I don't know what.
But the good thing is, you see, the brain is very adaptable.
Yeah, true.
So once it knows and you've conditioned it that I'm going to do this for 3 hours.
Yeah. And of course, it's not for free. Something that's paying you.
Yes, exactly.
You won't get tired.
Yeah. And even if you do get physically tired, you still
your mental tells you, man, say this is money. Yes. You better stand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
So, how do you get your clients?
Personally, because as I told you, I've been employed for so long, so I wasn't doing active marketing. So for me, I got, actually, I could say 90% of my clients through referrals.
Okay.
Yes, I was not doing marketing actively at all. So, but now because of my business, I actually am now doing more, I'm active on social media.
Yeah.
So that is where I am hoping now to meet my clients now moving forward.
Yeah. Yes. Do you get repeat clients?
Yes, I do a lot. And basically, there's people who started out as clients, then now we became friends because of the number of engagements that we had together. And also, it's a very special thing to walk someone the journey of their wedding.
Yeah, true.
It's a very, very special thing to many people, and most of the time, the engagement does not end there.
Yeah,
you find you've ended up being their baby bump, makeup artist.
Yeah,
their baby photography.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful to see that you've worked with people. Their journeys on their very important dates.
True.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. But I tend to imagine their clients who will come for this if it's their first time like me, because I've never heard something like this in my whole entire life. So I'm very privileged to have this for the first time. Yeah. Do you get clients who feel tired? Like when you start doing these things and you're almost like 10%, like on the way, 10% only you've done, and they feel like you're almost 90%.
Yes, a lot. You see, the thing with makeup, people always imagine it's a 5-minute story.
Like myself.
Yes, only to come to see that the reality on the ground is that it's over 30 minutes.
Yes.
And sometimes, depending on the complexity,
Yes.
it can even go to almost 1 hour.
Yes.
So there are people who come, but the beauty about it is if it's bridal, I always prepare them and I tell them
It's
it will
going to take
you,
some
yes,
time.
between 30, sometimes even 45 minutes. So just have that mentally. So as you see the clock ticking, you can imagine you still have a long, long way to go.
Oi.
Yes.
So kuja umekula, umeshiba, you've done everything.
Yes. And as you continue, if you have snacks or water, just go on and keep taking. Don't get tired. Yes, because it's a process. Makeup is a process. Good makeup application is a process.
Man.
Yes.
And I see makeup does okay, like you find someone who is not confident, and once they have makeup on themselves, men, they become so verbal. Like you're so bubbly, you want everybody to see you, you want everybody to talk to you, just to see how you're looking.
Yes.
So I think that as you just said in the intro, like makeup makes you feel confident.
Yes.
Even when you're going for maybe that job interview.
Yes.
But I wow.
We're still continuing.
I think Maureen, there is different kinds of makeup.
Yes.
Like for instance, when you're going for an interview,
Yes.
do you recommend some kind of makeup? Because I tend to think there are those overly done makeups for a different occasion.
Yes.
I tend to imagine that, or I tend to believe you have different kinds of makeup that you advise. Maybe somebody has come, Maureen, I'm going for an interview somewhere for a job interview. What do I need?
Yes, you're correct. Even what you're calling an interview makeup, or even a LinkedIn photo, a profile photo,
Yeah.
a makeup shoot, or
Yeah.
a corporate shoot for
Yeah.
people's corporate profiles.
Yeah.
The makeup is very different. It's subtle and it's professional.
Like I think this makeup that you're doing on me today
Yes.
is the one I'm going to ask my producer to change this photo on my profile, like my YouTube channel profile photo. So I think this one is the one we are going to use, because I tend to imagine and I tend to believe that makeup really does bring the you, the inside, the inside you.
Yes. That's depending on if that's what you want. I also believe that makeup is not supposed to conceal who you are.
Yeah, true.
But to bring out
You.
you and your real features and your inner and your beauty really, and to accentuate your very good features.
Yeah.
So there's also makeup where you can really transform into someone else, and it's still okay because it's all art, and it also depends on what you are targeting at that time. Yeah, you're right. You don't want to go for a job
you don't want to go
interview.
for a job interview looking like a clown,
Yes, you're right.
especially if it's a professional job interview.
Yes. You do the shoot or the makeup depending on the occasion.
Yeah, true.
Yes, there's also makeup for the day and makeup for the night.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes, so you can't be walking around.
Kuna usiku na mchana?
Yes.
What's the one for night? It's full of
bolder,
shimmer. It's bold.
Yes, the colors are bolder. It's something that would look good in night at the night time, and really it's about
Wow,
the whole.
guys, my eyebrows. Like, guys, I've never ever have eyebrows like this. Woo!
You are most welcome.
Thank you, Maureen. So you're saying there is makeup for the day and there is makeup for night.
Yes. So if you're going out and you're going for drinks with your friends or just to have fun, for sure you can wear makeup for the night that could be dark, sultry, or even seductive if that's what you're looking for.
If you're going for a date.
Yes, or even a date or a night out. But if you're just going for church, normal daytime activities, just your normal everyday makeup, you might just want more natural looking colors and feels. So that's why it's good to have the right makeup for the right occasion. Yes.
Why is it that sometimes when I go to clubs, I meet women, like, I don't know, you call it lipstick or mate or what? And of course, in the clubs, mostly people, what they do is drinking.
Yes.
Why is like you find the lipstick like it's half gone, or it's
Yes.
like not even there, or it just looks weird? Is there some kind of lipstick for night,
Not really.
or when you're going to drink?
You
Like
see, even
I'll
during the
sip
day,
my drink, and my lips will still look the same.
what I can say about that is there's different quality of makeup, of all type of makeup.
Oh,
There is
yeah.
very high-end makeup, and also there is long wear makeup, and there is makeup that you have to keep retouching. So for me, it's usually up to the person who is using. You know your product, you know what you're using. If it is something that after you sip 2 glasses of water, it's disappeared.
Yeah.
That is why as a woman, you always have your touch-up kit, touch-up bag. Go to the ladies' room and touch up your lips, touch up your
Oh.
face. If you're shiny, if you're oily, just do a bit of powder so that you can maintain your look throughout the night.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's why when you go to the washroom, the ladies' washroom, you always finding
Yes.
ladies like this
Yes.
and some lipstick.
Exactly.
Aha,
Yeah.
aha. So there is no like a permanent one. Like the way I came in is the way I leave.
There is a lot of high quality matte lipsticks. You would find that they would stay put the whole night, even if you eat a whole goat. Yes.
Wow. Wow, this is amazing. Very amazing. Like I tend to see some women saying like they have tired eyes and they're looking for stuff that can finish like tired eyes. I think tired eyes is like when you've worked for so
so
long, or
long.
maybe you've not had sleep
Yes.
for some time. Because like in Kenya here, people are working like nowadays is like working day and night.
Yes.
So you find on social media somebody asking, where can I get something to fix my tired eyes? Do you have, or what is that?
Yes, there's products for that, yeah. So what happens is if you're not sleeping well, or you're working too late and too much nowadays on the computer, is your eyes will start forming dark circles, or even become cloudy. So there's people who, if it's cloudy and it's an inside of the eye issue, I would suggest you see a doctor.
Yeah.
And they would probably give you eye drops or something to help you with the light from the machines you're working with.
Yeah, true.
But if it's something to do with the skin around your eyes, already I can tell you we have very good eye creams, and I even have them in stock. We have eye creams to deal with darkening of the skin around the eyes.
Yeah.
Puffiness in case of not enough sleep, so you wake up and you're puffy in the morning. We have products for all that.
Wow.
Yeah, but what I can say is it's always good to take care of yourself. Even age does not, no, it knocks on everyone's door.
Yeah, true.
And once you get to a certain age, even lines will start appearing.
Yeah, wrinkles.
There's nothing you can do about
There's
it.
nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And like you said, beauty is a multi-million industry.
Yes.
You find there are women who are so wrinkled,
Yes.
but they believe there's products
Yes.
to hide that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what I'm saying. Once you start, I believe in fighting age early, or the effects and the signs of aging early. So for me, what I would advise to anybody who is already now 30, when you're 20, you can really survive on your natural beauty, your good skin, and nobody will be the wiser to just let you go on like that. But once you hit 30, now it's your effort that will help you. See, even when they say your metabolism changes, now it's up to you to help your body to increase the metabolism. That's why also we are encouraged to be fit and eat healthy after a certain age. And the same thing goes for your skin. Once you reach 30, things like walking around without sunscreen is just a taboo, to be honest. Yes, because the rays of the sun, as much as, apart from just being harmful with cancer causing rays, they can also cause things like melasma and even fasten the signs of aging. So that is why, first of all, sunscreen, things like eye creams, vitamin C.
Yeah.
Those ones are, once you reach 30, you just should have them in your daily skincare routine.
Is this the reason why when I go to Mombasa and Kisumu, my skin gets so hot?
Yes.
Is it because I'm not using a sunscreen? Because putting in mind those are very hot places.
Yes.
And when I'm coming back, I have so much sunburn and I have too much pimples.
Yeah, because also the sun, it actually does. So direct sunlight, it just makes them more visible, and any other issues that you might have on your skin, it makes it worse when you're directly exposing your skin to the sun without any sunscreen. Yes, so especially Kisumu, Mombasa, but even just normal here.
Yeah, like in Nakuru here right now, it's very hot.
Yes, it's really advisable that anytime during the day, whether it's cloudy, whether you're just indoors, you really have to use a sunscreen.
Oh.
Yes, you really just have to use a sunscreen.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time, but as long as you're going out in the sun, it's like covering, it's like protecting you from the rays of the sun.
Yes, and even indoors, because you see, there's rays, the sun has UVA and UVB lights.
Yes.
So there's the rays that, yes, when you're outside, they won't they will reach your skin, but there's also rays that can penetrate like through the window and still get to your skin. That's why you're told, so long as it's daytime, between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., do your sunscreen. Yeah, just do your sunscreen. It won't hurt anyone, and it will only be to your own benefit to have it there. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. Man, I'm learning a lot, because I used to think like it's just because it's hot places and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
But now that you're telling me I need sunscreen, then I think that will always be a must-have.
Yes.
In my trips to those hot places, because you come back peeling off like crazy and you're almost scratching your face out because it's just too itchy.
Yes. Those are all signs of sunburn, and the sunburn manifests itself in those ways that you've actually mentioned. Your pimples get darker, your dark spots also will get darker. You're left with burns that will itch maybe and may peel even. Your skin may start peeling as days go by. So that means you got a sunburn. So you can really prevent that by just wearing a sunscreen.
Wow.
Yes.
Maureen, you've told me you've dealt with weddings before, like the bride's makeup and like the bridal team makeup.
Yes.
How do you start with it? Like, how do you start working with the bride party? Do you start like a week, 3 days, 2 days? Because it's a whole lot, and all these people want makeup from you, and the bride wants to look so beautiful on that day. And I believe you need to have a lot of time for her.
No, you're very right. We start very early in the morning. For face prep, I advise my clients to have their faces done before the day. So if you're doing a facial, if you need any special thing like tweezing done, do it before the day. Let me tell you, bridal makeup in the morning is one of the highest pressure environments you can ever be in.
Yeah.
Because you're many. There are many of the clients are many. The time is also limited, and you have to be at church on time. And also, there's guests who are coming to pick the team at a certain time. There's maybe even family that have already started strolling into the house, and they all want to maybe talk to the bride. So you have to just manage your time. So most of the time, what I do is I just start early. Really, there's no other shortcut to that.
Yeah.
You have to just start early.
And you can't do it like 3 days and then like you seal it off.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You see now, you can't do that because makeup is something you wash off in the evening.
You even want to sleep.
Yeah, but I'm saying you wash it off on the same day, and the following day it's not there. It's not permanent makeup that we're talking about. We're talking about this type of makeup application. So you cannot do it in advance. It all has to be done on the same day.
Okay.
And that is why now you have to just start early. I always start with, so if it's an engagement where I am doing the bride and the bridesmaids, some engagements you do just the bride, and some engagements just the bridesmaids, depending on the time.
Oh.
Yes. So if I'm doing all, I will start with the maids because the bride needs her sleep time.
True.
So what I do is if the bride needs to be ready by 8, I will dedicate a whole hour to the bride. So we'll start the bride at 7.
Oh, so by 8, but there's no bride who is going to church by 8.
No, most of the time is because maybe the relatives delay. But there are weddings that are usually on time. Catholic, especially in the Catholic Church, there's always fines for being late, and sometimes even the church has lined up 3 weddings on the same day.
So you like really have to
Yes,
keep
you have
time.
to keep time. So and even when they say by 8, it doesn't mean church by 8. Most likely it means to be picked by 8.
Yes.
Or maybe the bridal photo by 8. So maybe leaving for
And
church
of course there
a
is
bit
that
later.
gate
Yes.
that gate like the relatives from the groom have come
Yes,
to
and
pick
the
the
gate
bride,
opening
and then the
ceremony.
gate opening ceremony,
Yes.
apana,
Yes.
totira higora,
Exactly.
things like that.
Yeah.
And so you must have finished doing
Yes,
all
you must
that.
have finished by that time.
Because at that time the bride is just waiting for you to finish what you're doing at the gate.
Yes, very
Alafu
true.
yeye aende.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. You give the bride a whole hour. Whatever time you've agreed she needs to be ready, you give the bride a whole hour. So if she needs to be ready by 8, I'll start with the bride at 7. That means I have to have been done with the other maids by that 7. So I will say 30 minutes per maid. So if you are 4 maids, that means we'll have to start you at 5, so that by 7 we are ready. If you're more than 4, and I know realistically it would not be ready to be done to wake up any earlier, I would come with a friend. We have makeup artists who we are friends with, and you've discussed with the bride and the team that you will have someone with you so that you can do the work on time. And most of the time it's never really an issue, because
like it's obvious you can't handle all these people
you can't
alone
handle at that time with the time frame that you've been given. So usually it's never an issue. You do what needs to be done, and you get the team ready by that time, and when you need to be ready for the bride, you start on the bride. So that's just the trick, because at times even if the bride is ready and let's say a few bridesmaids have not been done, it can still work, because as the bride is being danced for to open the gate or to be prayed for, you can rush and finish on some maids.
Yes.
So usually the trick is when it's time to start on the bride, just start with her. Whoever has not been done, if some maids have not slept at the same venue and were late to arrive, don't focus on them. And it's good to always remember that it's a high pressure and very time intensive. So you keep your, like the stories we're having now, I could not have them there. In fact, if you're talking on your phone, you're wasting my time. I would rather you keep quiet the whole time. You just focus on what needs to be done, so that every part of you that I need to access, I can access at any time that I want to. So basically it's not, and it's also something that comes with experience. I can tell you also, starting out, God has been good, but I have also been there's people who I have maybe even made late. There's weddings I've not even been able to attend because maybe I scheduled 2 weddings on the same day thinking I'll finish by this time and rush to the other one, and you've disappointed clients. But
is this me?
Yes.
No. So it figures a point like you have too many clients that you just can't handle all of them at the same time. Because maybe they're all for the same date, for one date.
So you see, starting out also there's usually greed for money, inexperience. So you don't even know how to schedule. So you've taken maybe 2 jobs at the same time. I mean, not at the same time, on the same date. And since one you started maybe at 4, you are sure that by 10 you'll be at another venue. And it really didn't work, because sometimes you plan, but the day just takes its own shape, and then also you are probably at someone's venue, but someone else arrived late, did not sleep there, and since they'd already given you their deposit, you're maybe not able to leave without working on them, even if they are late. But that's why I like.
But then speaking on that, you mentioned something that I didn't even remember to ask you during the intro.